So tell me a little bit about when you started ODC Construction. What was the vision and how has it shifted today based on what the market demand was and how you've, been able to attract clients and so on and so forth?
Sure. So, residential construction, and often construction generally, is really a profoundly unsophisticated industry, to put it mildly. And in particular, the sort of segment of residential construction for production home builders, these big companies, most of them national, a lot of them public companies that buy big tracts of land and develop communities and build it at volume, at real scale. For those guys, speed is very important. Quality and safety are obviously very important, and turning the land quickly is often the difference between profit or loss. And it's a real challenge to service those folks in a world in which they are relying upon as many as 30 or 40 small subcontractors to build a single home, and dealing with unsophisticated methods of communication and job tracking and all that kind of stuff. It can become a real mess. Our vision was, let's try to aggregate a bunch of the different scopes of work, kind of bite off a big chunk of the construction process, and let's focus on bringing professionalism and technology and software to this industry, and really treat it like a logistics company. Let's create a company that is expert on the logistics required to build a lot of homes quickly. And that's what we did. The vision really was the right one, and has been great. It's been a winning vision for us, and it's brought us a lot of success, which has been great. Now the problem is that the business we bought, the sort of platform, the assets we bought, we thought were kind of doing okay. We thought it was a company that was doing all right and kind of getting by, and we quickly learned about 3 months in that really this company we had bought was hemorrhaging money and was basically in a tailspin. All the financial data that we had meticulously analyzed, were really garbage in, garbage out. Nobody had any idea what was going on with this business. So that was quite a wake up call, and it demanded that we all dig deep and really kind of harness our strength within to right the ship. But we were blessed to have an amazing team of people and good partners, and over the years, not only did we right the ship, but the company has thrived beyond my wildest imagination. We're more than 10 times larger than we were when we got started in 2011, and we're just having a great time.
Well, when you said originally that you bought this company, was this based on inexperience where you feel like there was some elements you missed, that the company was hemorrhaging money, or was that legitimately something that was just hidden really well? Like, I'm just curious because we hear of a lot of people wanting to acquire companies with that exact fear.
The short answer is probably all of the above. But one of the remarkable things about this experience of life that we have, right, is you can read all the textbooks you want and talk to all the people you want, but at the end of the day, really, experience is the only true teacher, and failure, at that, or at least great obstacles, really turn out to be our best teachers. So looking back, we did our best. We did some research. We looked at the financials. We thought we were being comprehensive in our analysis, but obviously, in retrospect, there were things we missed and warning signs and some things we should have dug deeper on. And next time around, hopefully, we'll do a better job in the due diligence.
And can you share maybe 1 or 2 warning signs that people who are about to perhaps buy a company should be looking out for? Things that you believe, based on your experience, could not have been just known in a textbook?
Sure. So a couple things come to mind. One is you definitely want to make sure you really are comfortable with why the business is being sold in the first instance, or why there is an exit sought. The gentleman from whom we acquired the predecessor company assured us that he was selling the business for purely personal reasons, and that his business was improving. And now there were extremely compelling personal reasons for him to want to sell the business. There's no doubt about that. And I guess in some respects, if you looked at some of the numbers as he presented them, there were indications that business was improving. But the truth of the matter really was, and this kind of leads to the second point. You can look at a P&L, you can look at an income statement or a balance sheet or reports from a business, and they might offer you all sorts of confidence or at least insight. And unless and until you truly understand with great detail where those numbers are coming from, how you're getting to those numbers, how are you figuring out what every cost of is for your inputs? How are you tracking each job? How are you tracking your invoicing and your receivable? Unless you really have a great working understanding of the myriad things that give rise to those numbers that you're looking at in a P&L or a balance sheet, they don't necessarily mean all that much, and they might not be all that worthwhile. And that was a lesson that we learned the hard way.